Good evening to all. Dear participant, good evening to all. We are warm welcome for this webinar for serving persons with disability and their community people. So the motive of training is to empower the person with disability community and their skill for their useful of their day-to-day life as well as life skill. So that is the main motive we are conduct. The great opportunity provided by our CRC director and also the director of Ms. Subhashini from Silver Buds Special School, Chennai. So jointly organized this program for benefit of adult PWTs and their family members and my dear participants. Once again, I thanks for motive to encourage and interested to attend this program for in this online platform. So really thanks to all and also thanks to our CRC and also Silverbird Special School. So I can hand over to this section, the resource person as well as director, Ms. Subhashini Balaj. She can present this session. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, you can.
Thank you, Rajkumar, you're audible. Thank you so much.
Present
That
your
was a very nice
presentation.
Thank you. I will start the presentation. It gives a very good pleasure for me
Thank
to join along with the CRC Kozhikode, Kerala, and with the Silverbirds to conduct this one-day training presentation on adult persons to get into their open employment after the COVID-19. So let us discuss. Let it beyond a presentation. Let it be a more interactive session, so that we can also come out with a lot of suggestions, which will be a very good outcome for our adult persons with mental retardation. Okay. So being in the field of for past 15 years, I've seen a lot of adult persons as I have worked at Navajodi Trust, one of the reputed institution in Chennai. So there we have seen a lot of adult intellectual persons working there with the children who are from 14 to 21 years and who are functioning independently in their work. So let us start with our presentation now. So this was the motive for me to choose this particular topic.
Hello.
Hello, Rajkumar.
Madam audible.
Yeah, you're audible, Rajkumar.
Did you see our PPT?
No, I'm not able to see.
Okay, see, madam, now present.
Yes.
You can continue, ma'am.
Yes.
Now
So
now it
topic
is
for
visible?
today's, yeah, it is visible. Now the topic for today's presentation is how we are going to prepare an adult person with intellectual impairment for an open employment after this COVID-19. So already we are all very much into this COVID-19 and a lot of topics are being discussed. So along with Rajkumar sir being the CRC vocational instructor, while we were discussing what topic to be shared, so we thought, why can't we discuss about conducting an session on open employment avenues for our special children once this COVID-19 gets reduced. So while we were discussing, I was just going through a lot of earlier studies. So when I was going through, let us go from the assessment to the types of employment also. So next slide. Yeah. So when it comes to employment, we start only after 18 years, intellectually person is eligible to get into an open employment as he becomes a major person. So the main sources of employments are open employment, group employment, sheltered employment, and home-based employment. Open employment is nothing but placing them into an inclusion to their fullest so that they travel independently, acquire a job, work along with all the other people, and they also earn a recent income and then they come back. Whereas group employment is where they work under a factory as a partially setted work environment, or along with 5 to 6 people where they share equal work and they all do. Sheltered employment is something where they work under a supervisor who is a well-trained person. It can be an occasional instructor or it can be a supervisor who is trained for that particular job which the child is being trained for. Home-based training, as you all know, is something which a child can be, who is severely or who is more having a lot of severe disability, can do from home with the support of their parents or with the supportive people who are trained on it. So these are the 4 types of employment. Rajkumar sir, the slide is moved.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. So these were the traditional methods where we were following earlier for our persons with intellectual disability to get into the employment avenues after their 18 years. Now, because of this coronavirus, there has been a lot of impact, and now that we have to work on it. So what I was thinking was, this coronavirus is something which we have acquired actually from the environment. So it is not come to us, all of us, it is not from us. So the parent should not take this as a stress. The parent should not feel that it is a very big burden for us. Already we are having a special child, and now that we are undergoing this coronavirus impact. So what I felt is, this is from the environment. So the parent should not feel that it is a stress which they have acquired for them. That is the first most thing. And I'm not able to see the slide, Rajkumar. Not able to see the slide properly.
Ma'am, excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Madam, the slide is there with the second window of Mr. Rajkumar. There will be a 2 window Rajkumar. You can pin it there. There will be a pin button.
Where?
Did you see this Rajkumar window, second window?
Yeah, pin to screen. Yeah, I saw and I clicked it, sir. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, now okay, fine.
Okay. Rajkumar, please can you move to the previous slide?
Previous. Okay.
Previous slide. Yeah, impact of coronavirus. Yeah, that is what. So the virus is from the environment factor. So now that we have to, the main objective before placing our children into employment is to teach them the safety skills of this particular coronavirus. So frequently they have to apply hand sanitizer, they have to wash their hands, they have to wear a mask, and they should learn how to maintain social distance by keeping their hands, or they can measure how far they can stand when they are going to be placed into an employment. So on this, the parents' participation should be there more, as the child will listen more as they are at home, and the child will listen more from the parents. So that the parents, only if the parents start to prepare them on their skills, the child's behavior problem and their other issues will be reduced, and their current level, at least we can maintain their current level despite of being into stress. If the parents focus more on improving the current level and to progression of the child, then it will be of more helpful. And then their parents should always have a network with the vocational instructors and where the child is going to be employed. Okay, next slide. Yeah. So before placing a child into a job, there are certain things which we will follow along with the vocational instructors. So before we all say, get their child has to get into employment, get into employment. Is there steps for a child to get into employment? Yes, there are so many processes for a child to get into employment before the child is before the child acquires 18 years, or after 18 years also we can do this. Next slide.
Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Next slide.
Hello.
Yeah. So this particular slide with assessment tool which I bought is today is VAPS, Vocational Assessment Program Scale, designed by the National Institute for the Mental Handicap, created by Mrs. Teresa Kuti. Next slide. So what will be the basic step? This particular slide assessment tool has been broken into 3 particular areas. That is their generic skills, and then their job identification, and then the job placement. So this is the process of placing a person into employment. So what will be the focus on the generic skills? So in the generic skills, the child's personal needs, communication needs, social behavior, functional academics, safety skills, domestic skills, mobility and hand functioning, and their occupational skills will be given more importance before the child gets into any employment. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide, Rajkumar. Generic skill. Go to generic skill. Generic skill assessment. Yes, this is the generic skill assessment. If you could see this, I've directly brought the assessment tool so that the parents will learn and get associated with the vocational instructor and just find out where your child is from home itself now. From now on, if you work, you can surely train your child for their employment. See, there is personal needs. I'm not going to read every domain, but I'm going to tell you very important that the child has to know to anticipate its toilet needs, to maintain its hygiene, to maintain its to manage and dress itself, and to appear neat. So all these personal needs are to be given more importance before the child is getting into employment. And then communication needs, the child has to at least, it doesn't mean the child has to talk. At least the child should know to verbally or gesturally communicate. The child can verbally also say, or they can use gestures also. And then if the child is able to speak in sentence, the child can speak in sentences. There are so many jobs in which the child need not communicate also. So such jobs can also be recorded and noted. And then we can see if the child is able to maintain a meaningful conversation. If the child is a verbal child, we can teach the child to maintain a meaningful conversation in case if the child is going to be employed. And then social behavior. So social behavior is a must so that the child can learn how to get along with the community, get along with the others, and greet the employer, so that it will make the environment more healthy, and the child can also feel more, that is what, socialized. So here you have to put a tick if the child is able to do. You have to put wrong if the child is not able to do. So these are the 4 terms boxes where every term is being broken into 3 quarters. First box is for first 3 months, second box is for the next 3 months, and it's like that for the 12 months, all 12 months. So every quarter has been broken into 3 months. Next slide. So generic skill will compose full of skills where the child need to learn their activities of daily living, social skills, safety skills, domestic behaviors, all these skills. So in this safety skill, should I teach my child a safety skill? Yeah, the child need to know the safety skill as they go to the previous slide. Yeah, because the child should be aware at least what is happening around them. So they should know if there is any fire hazard, if there is any sharp objects, or if there is any, now that we can include this corona safety measure for every 1 hour or every 10 to 15 minutes, the child can wash their hands and they can wear the mask, or they go to a quiet separate place and they can remove the mask and take a nap and then again wear it and come back. So all these areas can be considered under the safety skills. And then the domestic behavior. In the domestic behavior, the child, if the child is able to dust the furniture, is able to have its own lunch independently. This particular concept, this particular skill, I wanted to give more emphasis because of this lockdown. I could see a lot of parents pampering their children, especially our special children, are being feeded more by our parents only, because they think the child can't do. No, our child can achieve every goal if they are trained properly. So it is very important to make the child to function independently rather than making them more dependent. So try to make them to get as much as job possible from them. Okay, next slide. Yeah, functional academics. To a certain extent, we need to teach them how to read, how to write. If it is okay if they're not able to learn more, acquire more for 18 years, you may have a question, will my child get into an employment only if my child is able to read and write to the mark, or a paragraph or a comprehension like that? No, it is okay if your child is not able to read or learn big paragraphs or something. If the child is able to read its name, his address, or survival essential words and simple sentences, and if the child is able to write his or her name, the child is able to counting all these things, no, if it is minimal level also, it is okay. We can very well place them into job which the child, based on the child's ability. Next slide. Yeah, so the end of the generic skill, here we can measure based on the number of domains. So in the personal, we saw 4 skills mentioned below the personal skill. So it was like that in each area. So there were 80 skills totally. So you can put a tick for how many other skills the child is able to do and how many other skills the child is not able to do. So this particular scale is also available on the net. So try to take a printout, or you can just give a try. With the support of the supervisor, you can surely, vocational instructor, with the support of us, we can surely guide you in helping out you in identifying your child's ability. Next, job analysis. Yes. So before going to job analysis, I want to teach you what is a task analysis. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Yeah. Just close this this checklist. Yeah. Move fast. Yeah. Next. Task analysis. Okay, what is a task and what is its analysis? Actually, task analysis is nothing but breaking down the job into very simple steps so that the child is able to acquire that particular work, that particular task easily. Okay, so how to simplify a job? That would be a question for many of you now. Now, how to simplify a job? Okay, so I brought few job analysis done, which will help you more to it will be like a practical sessions for you now. Next slide. Yeah, few job analysis. See, for example, I have taken this lift operating job. Actually, I did this task analysis for this particular lift operation for one of the project which we did in our institution. See, so how are we going to do a task analysis for job analysis for this particular lift operation? So if you see, the child has to first identify the location of the lift, and then the child should be able to open and close the door. Some people are not able to see the PPT, I think. Rajkumar sir, can you just check it out?
Okay.
And then, yeah. And then Now then, the particular person should be able to identify the number of floors located for where the person is going to be employed. So if it is 5 floors, he should be able to know the number, identify the number from 1 to 5. And then next, that particular person should be taught how to operate that particular concerned floors. And then is the person able to follow the commands of the customer? So if the one customer may say renda number, second number floor, one person may say third floor, one person may say the fourth floor. So the person our child should be taught to be learned up to 1 to 5 numbers for that skill. Okay, and then he should be able to, now we are coming to the safety skill. In this safety skill, I've included this emergency exit. Our child whom we are going to train should be aware of how to operate this particular emergency exit so that there is no issues in taking over this job. And then in case if there is a power cut, that particular person should know that he should not get panicked. So this is how we will simplify a job. And then after this, we will start slowly train the child in day by day. They won't acquire in 1 or 2 days. So we will be training that person for over a period of time. And then we will taking them to the on-job site. And then there also the person will be taught. And then only later on, once the person is confident only, we will be placing them into that particular job. By case, if we feel that this person is not able to do it independently, he can be an assistant, means also we can employ him as an assistant also. Only thing which I feel is it is all our attitude which matters. We should not think that our children will not be able to take up or will not do any job. We should be very confident in making our children to be more independent by providing them a lot of job opportunities. So I request all the parents and the professionals to be more keen in employing our children and give more importance to occasional field. Now, if you see in our career, we see more special educators than compared to occasional instructors. So I would recommend that there should be a lot of vocational instructors equal as special educators. Only then we can create a inclusive society. Okay, next slide. Okay, so this is for a nursery worker. So the slides are in this nursery worker. There are many jobs. If you see a nursery worker, we can teach them to operate a motor switch for that particular pipe, and then watering the plants, and then removing the weeds, and then how to dig the soil, and then sow the seeds, and then how to apply pesticides, fertilizer, and then if the child is able to do the soiling process, and then if the child is able to identify the tools. Here, if you see, I have not arranged it in a sequence. If you want, you can make it from top, or you can make it a sequence. We can see which are the jobs which a child is able to do, and which are the tasks which the child is not able to do, and then record it. And then again, we can teach them. We can make it much simplifier also. Okay, next slide. Yeah, so like that, I have brought a number of up to 8 number of job analysis here. So cleaning a motor vehicle, and then next slide. And then how to be an assistant in a restaurant. Next slide. As an office assistant. And in a printing press helper. Next slide. And then how to be a helper in store. Next, and then it is for a petrol pump assistant. Next slide. Okay, so why I have moved all this job analysis, just the task analysis. So you can later on also, you can just go through the slides and you can learn how to simplify a job if you come across any particular trade. Okay, now what are the main problems faced by our children? Okay, see, if you see, there is a lot of rapid change in the labor market. And then the main issues is the employer's attitude and his perception about our children. And then next is there are no lot of employable skills from our children. And then the terms of the employment, there are very high demand from the employer, and then they may expect high cost for the work, so our children may not be able to perform that quickly or that efficiently. So these are all not, and then finally we see that a lot disabled, and then we see a number of disabled women face a lot of problems. So especially women with disability face a lot of problem, as being women they will come across a lot of harassment problems and all. So how are we going to handle all these problems slowly? Next slide. Yeah, so here only the role of vocational instructor plays a very important role. See, if you see a person, we should immediate, if you have any doubts regarding your adult intellectually challenged kid, why can't you go and speak with an vocational instructor instead of getting stressed and confused lot that your child is not able to will my child be an independent person, or will my child be a contributing member for the society? So instead of having so much of confusions, you should be able to face out the reality rather than stepping back. Try to face out the reality, and then you just go and speak with an occasional instructor and just try to identify the ability of your child with this particular assessment tool, and also find out, you can also discuss with the professional what are the strengths and weakness of your child. And then after that, the role of vocational instructor will be more on finding the job for a disabled person, and then how to overcome the obstacles that a disabled person will be facing in their job. And then the other important work is to contact the employer and convince the employer to accept our children into employment. And then in case if there is any legal advisory requirements by our children, we can again seek the help of a vocational instructor. So the vocational instructor will be the linkage between the agency, the organization, and the special child. So next slide. Yeah. So how are we going to speak out the attitude of the employer? So employer is the person who gives a job for our special child. By a large sum, we see that there is a lot of negative attitude rather than positive attitude. So how are we going to break this? So attitudinal change has to be brought up into an employer. So there is a lot of misconception that our child are all special, and they have cognitive barriers. They can't do, and at times they confuse between mental illness and mental retardation. And then the amount of quality of work exhibited by our children. Actually, our children can work much better than the normal people also. So they may think that their production will be lost due to their by employing our particular child. And then there is another misconception that a normal worker will not be accepting a mentally retarded. Actually, it is fact also. So before employing our child, there should be a meeting, and they should all sit and talk that we are going to take up this particular person. He is capable of doing all these jobs. So there should be an awareness talk by the employer with the employees, and the occasional instructor with the co-workers and the employees, so that he can so that by large scale we can, by long run, we can surely change the attitude of the employers. And we have convinced with lot of employers, and we have placed many students into open employment. Next slide. Yeah, so how to bring about the changes in the employer's attitude? So we have to speak more about the child's potential rather than what our child can't do. Okay, and then we can conduct direct mock trials where we can demonstrate our child's ability. Only thing is the patience and the listening of good, kind-hearted human employer. So that is the person whom we will be targeting on. So we can give a lot of work trials, and then we have to convince the employer by the reliability. We have to tell them that surely our child will be able to do, and the amount of productivity that our child will be able to do. We are not going to place any false promises unless and until we are sure that our child is able to do that job. Only we are going to find a job placement. And then we should also be aware about the barriers and the hurdles that the child will be placing on the job. We can't fully trust the employer and their environment. We can also periodically keep a check on the environment. And then this particular negative attitude of discrimination should vanish, and we should treat them as equal as possible. Not as equal as possible to the core, they are equal to us. They are also human beings, they can also work, they also have a family, they also have self-esteem. Next slide. Yeah. So we have to explain to them that that there is no what slide was that? Limited opportunities to do things. Yeah. So how to change the attitude of the employer. So we have to break this barrier that there are only limited opportunities for our particular children can exhibit. No, it is not like that. There are a lot of opportunities. We should not put a very small circle around us. We should have a very broad outlook. And then we should always we should speak with the co-workers, and we should try to change the co-workers' attitude, and we should seek their support also. And we need a lot of co-workers' support while we are employing our children. So as we see, no, in UNCRPD, right, only after this UNCRPD, right, only there is no more of charity focus on our children. There is equal treatment, equally, we have to treat them equal, and the right for the persons have all come up according to the UNCRPD Act. So we can speak with this, that our child is also a contributing member for the society. And then negotiation. This negotiation is very important while we are employing our child into the open employment. See, when we are employing our child, we ourselves should not underestimate our child's ability. We should actually go for a good salary for our child, and we can always ask. So only if we ask, only we will get. So we should have that attitude that please don't have this sympathy attitude, sir. Please have an empathy view, and please don't negotiate more on the salary and all. And then we should also try to lift their worth, so that the child is being given more worth in their workplace, as well as the child's self-esteem is also not hurt. And then we have to encourage the employers to consider providing jobs by providing a lot of success stories, and we should provide them to treat them with lot of empathy, as I said, instead of sympathy. Next slide. Yeah. So actually, I've gone with this job analysis. Now let us go back to the job main work area and all, how to fill that form. I would like to explain you how to complete the assessment form, so that it will be helpful for the parents and the professionals in guiding these parents. Yeah, so here we went in detail about this generic skills, and then now we are going to go about the job analysis and work behavior. This work behavior.
Hello. Hello, madam. Hello.
Hello.
PPT is not visible.
PPT is not visible. Somebody is telling that the PPT is not visible.
I'll check you, madam.
Okay, sir, is it possible to share them this PPT once
Yes,
the
yes.
session is complete, sir? Can you please provide your email ID so that we will share you the
Yes,
PPT?
yes. You will share, madam.
Yes. So the job analysis is something which we did just now. I explained you about the lift operating. So it is like that. Since now that we have this corona impact, we can just reach out to we are actually low in economy compare even to the normal people. So how are we going to convince with the how are we going to cope up our children with the normal people is going to be a task. So what we have to do now, try to identify jobs in and around your own surrounding. Rather than making a child sit at home, please try to bring them out by finding jobs in and around surrounding. For you to speak out, for you to get an employment with the in and around surrounding, you should at least know to come out of this stress, and you should not have stress and all. So you should be a bold person. You should go and talk to people. You should say that you have a special child. See, only if you fight for your own child, only your child will become more independent, and you can see your child working on site. So I think only if there is demand, there will be a observation of job for our children, job opportunities for our children. So we have to we have to identify such trades where there are more demands. So that it will be so that we can reach the demand, and we can at least meet the people who are very closer, and it is safe for the main work area. It is just blank sheets where we can break down those simplified tasks, and we can just write down. And then you have to write if the child is independent, if the child is doing with modeling, if the child is doing with verbal prompting, if the child is doing with physical prompting, or if the child is totally dependent. Once you completely write down the whole task, you will be able to come out with this particular idea. And then for the second term, no, this is the first term, you have recorded in that way. During the second term, you can see the changes. And then for the third term, you can see more progress of more independent from totally dependent to physical prompt or verbal prompt. So it should be like that. And then during the fourth quarter, I feel the whole learning process will be taking place. So one more thing which we have to be more keen in, that is we should find a job which our child can reach. It should be reachable goals. It should not be a goal which the child cannot achieve. Then it will be a demotivating task for the child. Next. Yeah. So we have to be very clear before we do this job analysis. We should find out what are the requirements, required material, or the environmental restructure to be taken into consideration, and what are the training strategies, and what is going to be the stimulated setting for the child, and what are the reinforcement that we are going to provide, and what is going to be the salary, what is going to be the wages, and and we should also always have a constant employees contact, the co-workers are awareness about the child. And then we should also follow an ongoing assessment so that the child is very confident in learning the skills. Next slide. Yeah, so we have a parent cooperation here. So in this parent cooperation, we have to see if there is regularity and punctuality in the child. Only if the child is regular and punctual, we can develop this particular work behavior. Next thing, we will be going to the work behavior skills. So in that work behavior skills, we have before we teach them work behavior skills, they should know the regularity and punctuality, and how they are eating, are they having healthy food, and how far is the implementation of the program and all. So, and then about the discussion with the employer, that should also be taken a note. Okay, so here if you see main work area, additional duties, work related skills are there. So all these skills, again, we have to record and we have to make a note of it. Next, work behavior skills. Yeah, so of course we have to provide them how to behave if they are going to work with the opposite sex, and they should also be given recreation, leisure time activity there. recreation leisure time activity should be given for them to take a break, because our child doesn't know to take a break from a routine work, so that should be there. And then their independent living skills should be given, should be taught. That is what their safety skills, their community skills. So all these skills should be included in while we are breaking the job, while we are doing a job analysis. Next. Yeah. So this is the work behavior assessment checklist. So in this work behavior assessment, we have to focus on their working profile. So we have to think how they are working. Are they wearing a proper uniform for that particular job? And then, is their dress washed and ironed properly? Are they combed? So their physical needs should be trained. So all these things cannot be trained over day. So all these things can be trained from 14 years. And then the personal interaction of the child. So are they under the supervision of their is the child being trained to respect the supervisor? So at home, if we pamper the child, probably the child may not do that when they come into the society. So there also we should teach them moral values. We should teach them to avoid quarrels. We should teach them how to control their emotions. Probably the child may not know how to control their emotions, but we can tell them in a very, instead of reacting, we have to respond, so that the child will not overreact with their emotions. And then the child should know how to maintain appropriate sexual behavior when they are working along with their co-workers. And then next thing is they should know to take care of their personal belongings. So here for this, if the child is able to do it, always we score 3. Often we put 2. Very rarely we put 1. And if the child is not doing, we will put 0. So here also we can, with this scale, you can see where are the areas that your child is able to function always, which are the area which the child doesn't do rarely. And again, you can sit and work during this particular lockdown period. So this lockdown period will be very useful for the occasional parents, especially instead of thinking that our child will not progress, please try to work on all these areas as much as possible. Yeah. Next slide. I think we have covered almost everything. So these are the number of domains, and that is mean if it is often, then it is 3. So they have calculated it for it like that, 10 into 3. So quality and the quantity of the aspects is also very important. So we have to see if the child is able to use the tools safely, if the child is able to show the improvement in the quality of work, and we should also collect the feedback from the employer. Of course, the employer, they themselves will come and tell us if the child's work is satisfactory, or if the child is not working. And we should immediately address. Instead of getting stuck. We should go see on site. We should check if the child is having any problem, and if we are able to resolve it, we can resolve it, and we can make again the child to get back into its normal routine. So it is like this. That is what we thought of choosing this particular topic in creating an awareness for the parents to be more strong and to work more on the child during this lockdown in their occasional areas. So thank you so much. This is the end of my presentation. So I think I've almost covered very important points in employing our child. If you have any doubts, you can just please feel free to ask me. We will try to explain as much as we can clear your doubts as much as possible.
Dear participants, any doubt, you can unmute your audio, video, and you can ask and clarify your doubts, please. Dear participants, mute your audio. Then you can ask Any doubt for clarification, please?
Yeah, one parent has typed in the chat
Chat.
box what
Okay.
type of job can we give in home-based training for autism children. For the children with autism, home-based training, generally there are jobs which we take it as traditional jobs, and there are jobs which are manufacturing jobs. So, ma'am, you have to just do a formal assessment for your child, ma'am. If your child falls under severe category, I think that is why you're asking for a home-based training. So, in case if you feel that your child is severe autistic child, you can, with your support of you and with you can form a group of such children of 3 or 4 people, and you can start working this phenyl making, agarbatti making, are all very traditional jobs. Instead of focusing on traditional jobs, you can have a more broad wide outlook of in bringing about new trades into our society. It is we who have to create jobs instead of we going and searching for jobs. So recently I saw in one of the parent group that one parent has started a bakery unit. I was very happy to see that. So a bakery unit or that on that case we have to teach them hygiene factor also. And I think that you can just sit and think, ma'am, your child will come out very well if the child is being trained based on your child's assessment. That is what my bakery units, phenyl making, independent self-employment jobs like a lot of envelope making, greeting cards. All these are traditional jobs. So beyond traditional jobs, if you think paper bag making, then a lot of many number of jobs are there, ma'am. You have to do a lot of job shopping now. Next slide. Is there any other question? One parent has asked this question.
Dear participants, anyone have any doubt?
Yeah, we can actually give training for autistic children also. There is no doubt about it, ma'am. That I want to tell because our presentation was more for the intellectually challenged. Even for autistic children, we can give a lot of occasional training. A lot of message related to PPT slide can't be seen. Rajkumar sir.
Yeah. We'll see answering my question, ma'am. I am training homemade soap and candle making.
Oh,
Some
where?
yeah, Sweta sending message to us.
Oh, please trying soap making and
Yes.
thanks for answering, ma'am. I'm training homemade soap and candle making. Oh, very good, very good. That's a very good employment. It's safe and a very nice traditional job.
Any other dear participants? Okay, I think it is okay. Now, our participants, I think there is no doubt about this. Any other parents?
There is one more question, Rajkumar sir.
Yes.
What do you suggest for a kid who tries to taste anything given to him? So that falls under sensory
Yes.
seeking behavior, ma'am.
Yes.
So that for that, if the child is still going on tasting whatever we give, no, then we can try to change the employability avenue for the child. Instead of giving soaps, such edibles, smelly uh, objects as a job, no, we can train them on employments like light engineering job, assembly, agricultural field, and then other areas, other jobs, ma'am. So is there any other questions?
Okay, thank you to all. Thank you, ma'am. Your a brief explanation about job analysis and also open employment opportunities. Not only open employment opportunity, it will be what kind of jobs suitable for our adult PWTs, and also making them to meaningful employment, and he is the one of the persons with contribute his family, and with the support of lot support of the job, they can do very well. And also, yes sir, I will send the feedback all the participants, send the mail ID to this same link. I can send all the, based on the feedback, I can send the participant certificate for whoever attended in this webinar. So surely will give. Madam.
Rajkumar sir, there is one more question. One
Okay.
ma'am has asked if there is any virtual training, please let us know. Yeah,
Okay.
actually, Rajkumar sir is conducting off late many trainings about paper bag making, phenol making, and all. So you can please communicate with him, ma'am. So sir will provide you virtual training if possible. During this pandemic, that will be a good suggestion also, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, madam. Thank you for your contribution with our CRC as well as in our participants. I hope all the participants will be happy in the related to this webinar. So I think they get some idea about a meaningful employment opportunity for PWTs. I hope it is useful for all the participants. Any you want to share, madam? End of the session, you can share anything, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for giving me this lovely opportunity. During this lockdown, I feel that this particular topic will be very need of the hour for many of our parents. So I think we have given them some awareness and motivation for them to be more sportive and more positive in their outlook in handling their children with adult persons. So thank you very much, Rajkumar sir, and thank you very much, CRC Kozhikode and IPMET. Thank you so much. Thank you, director sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. This opportunity given by our director, CRC director, Dr. Roshan Bijli. So once again, I will thanks to all our active participants for this attending this webinar. Thank you to all. So we will send the feedback. Based on that, we can send the certificate also, sir. Thank you very much. We can wind up, madam.
Yeah, we can wind up, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rajkumar sir. Thank you.